Hi. Hi, everybody. Oops. I don't know if this is like. So it took me a minute because I had to do a different way of going live. Um, those of you who are new to me, hi, I'm AdelaLavine. I'm going to be doing readings. Um, I've put, let's see if I can. No, I put the description of how this is going to work. I was seeing if I can pin hi. If I could pin how it's going to work. Um, because I usually use this other program and I couldn't, I don't know, it's like disappeared off my. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? But it disappeared off of my computer. The program. Hi, Moose Keys. Hi, Jaylee Nails. Hi, Christine. Hello, ain't seen you live in a while. Yeah, I'm not going live as much. Um, it was becoming a little much. Hi, Adela. Everyone can hear and see you. Thank you, Susan. It's something I do less often than I was. I was testing that out for a while. So sorry, excuse me. So I'm gonna try and make it more of a special thing because I think I do a bunch of million things. Readings and classes, and I do TikToks, I do Instagram, I do a lot of content and all that. So, okay, so yeah, so I'm doing readings on here. I listed, I'm gonna see if I can pin. Ooh, I love your top. Thank you. So intuitive readings. I listed all the ways you can get a reading with me, and um it's on there, and I don't know if I can like pin this. There we go. Um, there we go. So that's the way I have to do it this time. So yeah, information for how to, and I'll create a list. How's everybody how's everybody going? How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? How was your holidays? Um, wow, things have been kind of insane in the world, right? There's been a lot going on. Here's my feeling. The weather sucks. So yeah, the weather does suck. Weather sucks here in LA too for what we're used to. So here's what I'll say about 2023. 2023 is going to be an interesting time. We're going to see so much change. Things are going to go. Oh, okay, Christine. Christine, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on the list. Christine's first on the list. Um, Thank you, Christine. So yeah, so here's how it's going to go. Have you been affected by the floods? No, I haven't been affected by the floods because where the floods are the worst are more Northern California, and that seems to be, like the worst where it's happening the at the worst is Northern California. Southern California, it is true, but it's kind of more people who are right by water. Um, but it's supposed to storm this weekend. Oh, you're in the Bay Area. Ooh, yeah. Well, I feel like 2023 has come out with a bang, but my predictions, so to speak, quote unquote, for 2023 is going to be absolutely a lot of change. I feel like we're going to see a huge amount of change in technology. We're going to see a huge amount of change in health. But I do feel like people are going to see everything happening so rapidly that it's going to kind of have people's head spinning. I think different businesses are going to change their practices in the sense of how to keep people. Hi, Chris. Chris. What? Chris is here? Well, now the party started. The party starting. Chris is here. But yeah, we're gonna see like rapid change in all these areas. And I think what it's gonna be more important is that you're gonna see people feeling, is it me or does it seem like a lot of people are crossing over? Marie Presley passing broke my heart. Yeah, I feel like it's not you, but I feel like there's an age group, even though she's not that much older than me. Uh, there that is kind of like you know, hitting their mark. I mean, she's had some roller coaster of a ride in life. If you know, you know. But I feel like what's happening is and I kind of said this before, that you're going to see people who are going to watch the world change and watch it go through this rapid change and be prepared. Before I get started, because I just saw someone sign up, I just wanted, because I know people don't stick around too long on these videos, I wanted to let everybody know that tomorrow I'm going to be doing the 102 practicing, um, and developing your intuition. I mean, sorry, psychic development. And I did the 101 first, and now we're doing 102. So people are signing up for it. I'm going to start tomorrow. And for my mediumship class that people are taking on Sundays, it's a 4-week courses that I'm doing, and the 4-week course is going to end this Sunday for that one. So proud of you guys. But yeah, I feel like you're gonna see people. I said this before, that the world's gonna move so quickly. And if you have questions about the classes, let me know, 'cause I didn't want to just brush over it. But I feel like the world is moving into such a new space and moving so quickly that it's actually going to kind of take people. Some people are not going to be able to handle it. Some people are going to have a hard time with this new world. That's what I see happening a lot. You know, going to start coming up. And also, I feel like, you know, because things are going through such rapid change, and we're going to see a huge amount of change in technology and how that's going to affect different businesses and different people's jobs. People are going to have You're going to see some people have an easy time with this and some people not. We are moving into a new world, and it's happening whether people are prepared for it or not. The old world is starting to go aside, and there's a new world forming, and what that new world is going to be is kind of learning how to take care of the mundane part of life, or surviving part of life, and moving into more a high, it's on the topic of love. Yes, you can, Christine, no problem. Ms. Christine asked me, I pay for one more reading. It's on the top of the love. Yeah, I'll just put the number 2 next to you. And so I feel like that this is like absolutely what's going to happen, is that you're going to see people having a hard time. If you haven't noticed, people are already having a hard time feeling like they can keep up with what's going on in the world, meaning like people are feeling like overwhelmed and distraught. And I don't know, you're going to see a lot of this. um I also feel like people are going to start going into more of smaller groups, meaning like the way people build success isn't going to be like, let's take over everything globally. I talked about this in my YouTube video. Can you hold on my reading? I just need to go around the corner to get something from the store. No problem. Go get those cigarettes, Christine. Just kidding. Should I start remote viewing everybody on here? That's what I really should do. Anyway, anyway, I'm joking. I wasn't remote viewing her. Um, anyway, so that's what we're gonna see. She said, that's why I'm going to. I'm so dead. Yes. Boom, I still got it. She still got it. I mean, I use it every day. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Listen, don't try to be full a psychic. I remote viewed you. I peeped you. I saw what was going on. Oh boy, that was funny. Yeah, so just so everybody know who's coming in here, I'm doing intuitive readings for $10, medium readings for 20. Medium readings are talking to the dead. You will pick one person that you would like to speak to who has passed, one person. And the intuitive reading, you can ask questions about things. You can ask a question about something going on in your life. We can't like solve all the problems. I'm not gonna Don't ask me like what is the future hold for me. Even when I'm looking at the year 2023, I'm kind of looking at how different things are lining up, and the way I see it unfolding. I'm not saying this, haha, I definitely need to clean my house next. Yeah, I can do a little remote viewing for you guys. Anyway, that's what's happening. That's what I see. Okay, so we're gonna wait for Christine to come back from, going to the store. Wink, wink. Um, if anybody, okay, yeah, I got you. I got you, Christine. Oh, you're gonna do a medium reading? Okay, cool, cool. Thank you. Okay, so if anyone else wants to get on the list, let me know. I mean, just go ahead and you can send whatever you want over. But yeah, we're just kind of chatting about what lies ahead as far as things like in the world and in the future. Also, kind of I feel like in the paranormal world, meaning like people may start to feel like they're seeing things more, experiencing things more, might be having like the feeling like something's like changing in the sense of like people are kind of getting more and more into psychic abilities, kind of getting more and more into their awareness, and that has more to do with the fact that we're moving away from traditional only. Not to say we're completely away from traditional, because let's face it, Adela still gets the you know thing of people telling me that I'm talking to demons and to fallen angels. So I mean, there's still a big group of people who are afraid of the paranormal, afraid of aliens. Why, I don't know, but that's it. Does anybody have any questions from the broad spectrum? While we're waiting for Christine's going to let us know when she's back. Um, does anybody have any questions about anything else in the broad spectrum of things, of like what's going on in the world and stuff like that? In the broad spectrum, if we want to have a discussion. Other than that, I'm going to start doing readings as soon as people, us. Well, Christine's so far the one who signed up. Did Chris leave? What about political climate? My feeling about the political climate is that we're going to still keep seeing like the battle, in the political climate, but I honestly don't feel that the people who I feel like they're tied together. So in other words, people who don't want the world to change, who don't want us to evolve into kind of a new way of being, are the same kind of people who are trying to keep their thumb on everyone and hold them down. So I do feel like we're going to see a big change. I'm so tired of the division, right? I feel like what I see is that we're going to see a change where the old ways are starting to die, and that includes even in our system, in the system. And so I feel like because of that, that's going to create and open up like a whole new way of doing running the world. Let's just say, I'm trying to say it in a term that makes sense, because these things aren't just going on in the United States, they're kind of going around globally. So around the world, things are going to start to change because the system has to die. I don't see the system surviving the way it is. It's That what you guys are seeing is like an old world trying to hold on with death's grip to, and not want to go into world. Anything else we want to talk about? We're waiting for Christine to get back because she's the only one who signed up for a reading. So we're waiting for her to get back to do her readings. Good, I'm sick of people telling me that I'm woke. How do we pay? TB, you know how to pay. You can do super chat or in the description. You can do on my PayPal or Venmo, and it's in the description. So either which way, or Cash App. Have you had any more alien type interactions? Um, Other than the ones that I've already shared, nothing as of late. I've had enough in my life. But um, nothing really as of late. And it's kind of been interesting because sometimes it doesn't happen when I put a lot of attention onto it. It usually happens when I kind of purposely kind of pull back and let go of it. So not currently. There's no new thing that I can share. I mean, it depends. Like I think I shared pretty much almost everything, mostly on the podcasts that I've been guests on, like the Bigfoot Collectors Club, and things like that. But I don't not lately. I almost feel like these types of interactions are being held back. When it comes to aliens, I feel that it's already, how do I say? Okay, okay, TB, I got you. I feel like when it comes to aliens, it's become like I feel like I can see and kind of sense that they are already intertwined in our world currently. And there is going to be, I don't really foresee it being this big splash of like, suddenly we're going to see an alien quote invasion, so to speak. I believe, this is just my belief of how that world is working. It's going to like creep into our world. It already is, not in a creepy way. I don't want it to sound creepy, but it's going to come into this world, and just slowly start to become the norm. Does that make sense? Like it'll just become like normal to have different beings that we're starting to get used to. That's how I foresee it. That's how I foresee it. Okay, so let's do a reading. TB, go ahead and give me your question. We're waiting for Christine to let us know when she's back from her little trip. She's just buying some flowers. She's just buying some oranges. So what's your question, TB? And we're waiting for her to ask the question. In the meantime, I just wanted to say how proud I am for the people who have been taking my courses, because I feel like you guys have surprised yourselves. Those of you who have been taking it have surprise of what you can do. People who have done like psychic readings, have done medium readings, have surprised themselves. And that is the best part. When I see people take these classes and they don't realize they can do what they can do. TB, where are you? I finally submitted my application for supervisor. Can a spirit give feedback? Okay, just so you know, you always say spirit. You know what I'm going to say. I have a different way of saying it just because this isn't my lingo. I believe that I'm connecting kind of more to the collective whole energy. And it's kind of like logging onto Google and getting like a full view of your path. Okay. So I'm not talking to a spirit about this. Medium readings is visiting with that person. I just want to say this because I don't even call it the collective. I just say I can remote view. I can see down the path. I know people have a hard time with that, but I can like see into the path because it's just kind of like looking at the domino effect and where that's going. I can remote view the people you've applied to. I can actually remote view in real time. So I just don't want, I try to break it down away from the mystical. I know she knows this, but so I'm just reminding her. Um, so I'm going to remote view them. I'm going to remote view them. Okay, hold on. So this is what I see. I feel like I see that it's already being looked at, it's already being discussed. And what kind of comes up is more about how you're going to handle people. It seems, in other words, it seems to be that the concern is how are you going to handle people? It's not about your qualifications that they may be, contemplating and looking at. It's more how, you handle people. So it's like they're very sure because I see 2 people. They're very sure, like, yeah, she's great for this job. She has all the experience in the world. We get that, all that stuff, but it's almost like how is she going to handle the people that work for her? How's she going to handle almost like the supervising part? It's not your qualifications are worried about, there's not your know-how that they're worried about. It's more like they just are going to ask you a lot of questions about the people, how you deal with people. That is the only thing I see. So I feel like when you go in and you're going to be, see, yeah, you can't get caught up on the gossip. It's based on watching you with people. It's their own opinion. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let this trip you up to like starting you to feel like, oh, what are people saying about me? Who's doing wrong by me? Because if you get caught up in that, you're going to lose the battle. It I feel like you have to go into this being okay with letting them ask you all the questions because they're going to want to see your reaction. If you come off defensive, it's not going to go well. If you come off like defending yourself, because they're going to interview and they're basing it on that. And that's what I see. How you handle them asking you questions. It doesn't matter. You got to let go of all of that. I've had jealous people spread rumors about me. You got to let go of that, all that. You can't be in this mindset of people are sabotaging me, people are doing stuff to me. You can't go in that. I'm telling you. You cannot. You have to go in this like completely ready to answer their questions because how you answer their questions is how they're going to determine this. If you come off defensive, if you come off like you're trying to sell yourself about like you're a good person, you know what I mean? You just got to be confident, be professional, and just kind of talk from a place of like, yes, I know what I'm doing. I've, been here before, I want people to feel comfortable with me. Like you have to come off like that. If you come off with the energy of worrying what people have said about you, or if they're sabotaging you or jealous of you, or I'm back. Sorry for taking a bit long. That's okay. I'm just reading TV and then we'll do your readings. It's not going to go well. Do you see what I'm saying? So take heed. Take heed to what I'm telling you. The interview is everything. All right. So we'll wait for TB to ask questions about that, like or comment on that. That's fine. Christine, let's do your intuitive reading first, right? Okay, you have to go in just a little humble and not threaten, meaning like not where you feel like you have to have your defenses up. Okay. Christine, what's your question? So I'm doing intuitive and medium readings. I pinned it at the top how much they are. I put in the description where to if you want to get a reading. Intuitive reading is about you and the questions you have, things going on in your life. A medium reading is you asking to speak to one person who's passed. Do you get any sense I'm fighting against a bad reputation? I'm getting a sense that they are used to you being defensive. That's what I'm telling you. They are used to you being defensive and not taking constructive criticism very well. So they're preparing for you to be defensive in their questions. I'm quick on my feet. I usually interview well. Okay. But have the tone and the energy of openness. So Christine's question is, so I'm looking at applying for another job because my current job is laying people off, just want to know what's coming up, just job related. Well, okay, so how the future works is I can't say to you like, "Oh, this is gonna happen," like something you're gonna do out of left field. So what are you applying for now? And I can see where I see that going for. So I'm looking for applying for another job because my current job is you meant laying people off, right? What kind of job are you looking for currently? Like, what have you been applying to? I guess I should say. Something in the healthcare field I'm looking and applying to. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me take a look. So, this is what I see. I feel like if you're going into healthcare, as long as you're going into the administration part, which I hope you're doing, this fits you quite well because the vision I have of you is kind of working in a I guess the best way I could describe it is like an office, an administrative office, kind of running how things happen there, meaning like it's I feel like what's going to work best for you is if you're applying to things that have to do with all of the administration, paperwork, all that, not billing actually, but other things. Um, this feels like a very good fit and they'll like you very much. I don't see this not being a problem. I'm only pausing because I'm trying to see if there's something else that you might be overlooking. Is there something you're passionate about and want to be doing? Because I feel like you're jumping into one ship into another that's like the same ship. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're moving out of something and trying something new. So, not to say that you have to be, but if you're passionate about something, this might be a good time to look into that. Is there anything else? Because my feeling is that what you do well with is almost kind of like getting people organized, getting people like managing people or even office management, so I didn't know if there was something else. I don't know if she's still here. So I'm reading Christine, and I put on there how to get a reading. She's getting an intuitive reading. I do both types of readings, intuitive and medium, and helping. Just something right. So here's the thing. Everyone this is for everyone to listen to. Listen up, and you listen up too, Christine. Everyone here, Autumn wants a medium reading. Okay, I got you on the list, Autumn. Um, the here I want people to listen up. Here's the thing. Everyone gets very, very I got you, Autumn. Um, everyone always wants to do something and they say, I want to help. I want to help. I want to help. I understand that, but you got to realize that hi Chris, I see you. Chris is a nurse. So Chris is a NICU nurse, so she's covering her eyes. You have to build your own boat. When you want to help people, you do something that is your passion. And I feel like what people are worried about is that you're doing a job that isn't like, quote, helping or changing the world. But when you're doing something that you're passionate about and you're doing something that you feel passion for, then as you're doing that, it will turn into something that will help. Not everybody has to run into a, a, a building on fire and rescue people to help. There is all kinds of help that we do that are every day that can be little. People who are entertaining people help people feel better. People who write books distract people from their thoughts. Everybody is doing something to help. We are all having a role to play in this world. All of us. Everyone. The universe's message isn't sacrifice all of who you are to help. That is a man made and a very Christian message, by the way, to tell people, like, oh, don't worry about your happiness. Just as long as you're helping people, and that's all that matters. No, the universe wants you to take care of you. They want you to it wants you to thrive and get the things you need and live. So let me ask you again, Christine, what is your passion? Because people always say this and you don't understand that somebody could have been like, oh, a great singer, and then they go after the career and they kill it and they become a famous singer or non-famous singer, whatever, but they built a career for themselves and now they're able to take that and do something with it to help people. Some people may be a teacher and they're like, well, I've taught for very long and I help some people in that way, but now I'm going to go help people in another way. Meaning, like, maybe they're now teaching yoga and it wasn't the same type of teaching they were doing, but they enjoy it. Start with your passion. What are you passionate about? And I took this time with Christine because people say this to me all the time. And I think it's because people think that it's like our job, like whatever you're doing doesn't matter. It all matters. It all matters. Somebody had to make these for me so I could see sometimes when I use them a little bit, right? All of it matters. So, what is it that you are passionate about? So, try to think on that. And then go ahead and ask your second question because you said you had a question about love. And I'm going to tell you what I see. It's not that I don't see you doing well in what you asked about, but I don't feel like this is what you really want to be doing. So, is that why you put your hands over your face, Chris? Chris. Because because you worked in the healthcare. Let me tell you, that's not a place where you can help people as much anymore. So, um, is this mic still on? Yes, exactly. Because it hasn't become about helping anymore. It's more about I go into my second question. I'll have a specific person in mind, and if it's going to advance. Okay. While I'm answering this question, Christine, I would like you to tell me what your passion is. And be ready for my cat to jump up here because she's got FOMO all the time. All right, hold on. So when it comes to love, I can't predict and say, oh, yes, for sure, you guys are going to be in love and da, 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 da. I can see what this person's up to. I can see what you're up to, and I can see where it's going and the potential. Like I have to move because she wants to sit in my lap and she makes me too hot. So she can sit right here. Hello, Dale. I just got here. Hi, Josephina. All right, so let me look at the person. And by the way, what pronoun should I call the person? I forgot to tell you guys to let me know what pronoun you like to call me to call you. So the person that I see, it feels very flirty. It feels really good. It feels like you guys are kind of like absolutely in sync with each other on, like, I wouldn't say like in sync on what you want or maybe having the same things, but as far as the mutual attraction towards each other is absolutely there. So it does feel like very flirty and like you guys, it's kind of light. I guess that's the best way I could describe. Like it feels like more on the light end. like it doesn't feel like a lot of work. It doesn't feel heavy. The only thing I would say is that if you kind of start to push things and kind of go, okay, we have to define things, and I need to know exactly what you want, this and that, that could cause a problem with this person, because I feel like they're really enjoying this light time you're having with each other and just kind of enjoying each other in that kind of way. So I would say just kind of, if you're you can't like be worrying about what the end result's going to be. You could kind of potentially scare this person away. So I feel like you're kind of at this kind of light stages of things. And if you're kind of rushing it, I mean, this seems to be a theme with you, Christine. You want like the end result now. So, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. You can let me know. Hey, Chris. um, Hi, Dela. Can I ask a question? Actually, the readings that I'm doing, it's $10 for an intuitive reading and $20 for a medium reading. Um, and if it's a general question about mm, psychic stuff and things like that, that's totally fine. That makes perfect sense. Okay, good. Because it feels good. It feels really good. So yeah, so I'm doing readings. If you want an intuitive reading, it's $10. I'm making a list. I'm moving on to Autumn. She's getting a medium reading. If you want a medium reading, which is talking to someone who's passed on, you have to specifically ask for a particular person who has passed on, for that reading. Um, an intuitive reading, you can go ahead and ask a question about your life. This is what I do, guys, all day, every day. So this is kind of the way I come up that's fair for everybody. Pronoun, she, her. About my great grandmother, I lived with her as a kid, so I was semi close. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so your great grandmother. So when you ask for a particular person you want to talk to who's died, you need to just let me know what side of the family, your great grandmother and your mother or your father's side. I'm going to tell you how she passed. She's going to tell me how she passed so we can confirm it's her. And then any other details that she can give me to help us feel that you are connected. I do this so that you'll feel connected. Okay. All right. So here we go, Autumn. Great grandmother on your mom's side. So the person I see and feel connected to, she's saying she's so excited and that's calling you a sweet girl. She's saying with her when she died, she wants to call it like it is. Like she's got a gentleness to her, but she's very strong. Like she's no willow flower, like she's handled herself. She's saying that her life expanded much longer than she had expected, that she got more time, or she keeps saying that I got an extension of time. She keeps kind of pointing to her chest, saying that there was so much pressure on her chest area. So you can feel free, especially in medium readings, and let me know and answer back to me if any of this is making sense. And she's saying it felt really heavy and it hurt. Um, she is saying that she felt like she was kind of like things were kind of moving like molasses sounds exactly like her. She passed from cancer, spread all over her entire body. Okay. The reason I understand that, but there's something about this, and I don't know if she was on life support, but this was what was painful the most, and it made her want to leave this world. So I don't know if that makes sense. She's talking about she kind of feels that when people she was in a medical coma. Okay, so that is life support. Here's what I've learned. This is for everyone to know about what people who have died have taught me. When people go on life support, they always tell me like it's more uncomfortable than we think. So when people feel bad about letting people go, I wouldn't, because usually people say it's not a pleasant feeling and that they're happy to let it go. This is what I hear a lot. It's not like a conscious thing that they are aware of, but it's commonly said to me. commonly. Hi, Anna. Okay, got you. Okay, got you, Tanya. Hold on. Don't try to sneak in TB with the same question on a medium reading. I know how you work. Okay, so all right. So I just wanted to clarify. So let me go on with your grandmother. Hold on a second. Don't worry, I'm not done with you, Autumn. Um, and don't worry, I'm not done with you. Um, so okay, got you, gotcha. Okay, got you, everyone. Got you on my list. So your grandmother is saying she's a very tough lady. She real quick, she wants to say that she lived her life kind of taking care of everyone, always kind of putting herself on the back. She felt like she kind of felt like she could push through and be really tough and be really kind of, like the kind of person that's like, don't worry about me, I'm fine, worry about yourself. She's that kind of person. And she wants to give you advice, Autumn, to not do that. She is saying that she felt like she never really did things that she wanted. She keeps showing me the beach and talking about the beach water and the beach air and saying this is a place that you could connect with her. It makes so sense. She was a feisty fighter type. Yeah. She's saying that, she feels finally free, and that a lot of stuff she did because it was like, this is life. You push through it, you get married, you have children, even if things are rough, you push through it. And she doesn't want you to live that way. She says she doesn't feel like she lived. She doesn't feel like she really lived. She feels like she kind of pushed her way through life, like she didn't really stop to smell the roses, so to speak. She's saying that she always was working from a young age, and life just kind of came. Lastly, she's talking about, hold on, the month of April going into May, and something about that being significant, and something about the beach and the beach water. So I don't, is she saying like, set me free? Was she cremated? Because she keeps saying, set me free. Everyone should just feel free or set me free. Not that her ashes need to be set free, but she feels like people are kind of holding on. I don't know what that means. Or, because I know this is your great grandmother. It's almost like, when someone's the matriarch and no one ever gets over her being the matriarch. She wasn't cremated, but we will hold on a lot of stuff of hers. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how someone's like the matriarch and people aren't used to someone else being the matriarch. I don't know. It's like she's saying, make room for the next. Um, and the end of April, going into May, and then she's talking about painting and you painting. She's just throwing a lot of things to let you know she wants you to live your life more freely, live your life more free. I don't know what that means. She says the family tends to pigeonhole people. My cat's looking at me when I said that. So I don't know, makes so much sense because she's saying, like, break away from the family ties. End of April, beginning of May, if you can confirm that while I move on to Anna Mystic. Um, Anna Mystic. Anna Intuitive. How to get close to Mabbit Intuitive. Is that a person? April is my husband's birthday. May is the month her husband passed. Ooh, I just got chills. Well, that's the confirmation I asked for. All right. Lastly, before we move into Anna, so Autumn, just so you know, she keeps talking about the beach. She keeps talking about the beach water. Um, I don't know, like, make sure that when you connect with her and you get confirmation, sorry, when you get signs from her, she likes to use nature mostly. So she likes to kind of send things in the nature. Mabbit, he, him, me, she, her. Okay, thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to be reading Anna's reading. She's doing an intuitive reading, and after that is TB's medium reading. All right, I'm going to leave that with you, Autumn. Um, that makes sense. I always see cardinals and think of her. Okay, cool. My cat decided to finally leave. Okay, let me look at Mabbit, Anna. Here we go. Here we go. And you are not talking to this person at all. Like when I see you connected to him, it's like you are way over here and he's way over there. Like I don't even feel like he has any understanding that there is somebody looking on him and interested in him. Like I just don't see you, like it's like you're doing this, like you're almost like hiding. Anyway, when I see him, he's very much looking at you from afar, but it does mean that he's like interested. If you could, that's my cat. She is being a naughty god. Um, he's very much interested in you, and his interest is very peak in you, but it's almost like you're hiding and he can't see you. I will say this. I'm gonna say this in the in a PG way. There is a animal attraction between the two for sure. So, yeah, I feel like there's an animal attraction between the two. So, meaning there's like definitely a strong attraction. But why does it feel like when it comes to the two of you actually coming together, it's like not happening? It just looks like, like magnets, not like you're not bringing it together. If you can respond, Anna, that would help. And Autumn, in the meantime, if you can tell me about the beach, water, and the beach, and because she's mentioned it a few times, is there something about you and the beach? It's just still bothering me. So, Anna, are you there? Are you there? Hello, hello, hello. Why do I go to my English voice? Horrible accent. Oh, because she's got, you're probably, because she has the number pounds. Sorry, Anna. So embarrassed now. We have a long period without speaking. Oh, we've had a long period. Yeah. So, but you guys have an attraction, right, Evie? They have an attraction towards each other. And Evie agrees that there's an attraction and that you guys, he has no idea. So why are you not talking to him? But I'm very interested in him. I know there's attraction. I know. So what's the problem? You like you can't make something happen if the person, if you're not like connecting. He's very open and ready. There's no issue here. He's interested. He's physically interested, and that's a start. And he's interested, his interest is there, but he's not going to take any first moves because he doesn't quite believe your interest is there. We had a disagreement a few months back. I don't see him having any issue. To him, the disagreement is more like on your end, meaning like he feels like you're the one having an issue with him, not him having an issue with you. You're way more sensitive to it than he is. He's not as sensitive to it. So this is all coming on you, dear. Sorry, my connection is not best, but I'm here. Okay, good. She didn't hear me doing my horrible English accent, hopefully, even though I was. I figured out why I got obsessed with English accents as a kid. I grew up in the 80s and all the popular music, a lot of the bands at the time were from England, and we kept hearing all these English songs. I figured it out, I think. Does anybody remember that? Okay. Yeah, I don't see any problems. I don't see any problems at all. I really don't. I don't. He's very much a ladies' man. Oh, okay. Yeah, but listen, this is the thing. You start with the attraction, you start with each other, and he's the type of person that when you give him like a trust and a freedom, and I know this is going to sound shitty, meaning like I'm not telling you to just put up with whatever, but when you show him like, yeah, I'm cool, I trust you, I'm not like sitting here watching your every move. Like, in other words, if you guys go in this completely casual and just kind of let's just have a good time, there's room for growth with each other. But he doesn't like being controlled. Yeah, I understand because he's not quite ready for at the time for a relationship, and he was with other people in between. But what I kind of feel from him is that he just doesn't like to be controlled. I'm not sure about hearing the English accent. Okay, I'm saying to you, like, I feel like you can't go into this hot and heavy. If you want a hot and heavy serious relationship, not your guy. If you want it to start off that way, not your guy. If you want to have a nice time and just see what happens, he's your guy. That's what I would wrap it up with. He's like a let's enjoy the moment, let's enjoy life and see what happens type of person, not a commitment. Okay, I can show this all of it. So what does he want with me? A blank, a blank, a blank, all of it? Yeah, he's casual. He's casual. He has to come to you. That's what I can wrap it up with you. Like, he's not going to go into this with any promises. If that's something you can't handle, then it's not for you. That's what I can leave you with. But I have to move on to the next question, to the next reading. Okay, so that's what I'm going to tell you. That's how it is. Sorry, youngins, the 70s, 80s had the best music. I don't know about that. I like progression. I like Lizzo. I like I like some, I loved grunge, but I'm not in, but 70s music is awesome. I'm not in control. I feel like we misunderstand each other. I can only leave you, I'm only can leave you with what I said. That's all I can give you. If you He's not for you if you're going into this hot and heavy wanting something more from him. Okay, so I can't like this. These are little short readings, so I have to move on to the next person. Okay, so TB, you're going to get a medium reading. If you want extensive readings, I have readings you can book on my website, AdelaLavine.com. Those are more like longer readings. These are just quick little readings. So I can't just keep going, going, going. So I kind of tried to wrap it up as best I could. All right, so TB, you're welcome, Anna. Who did you want to talk to? TB's getting a medium reading. Don't try to cheat because I know her. She'll try to cheat a medium reading. So when you talk to everyone, when you get a medium reading is like having a visitation. Hi, Bridget. Thank you. Hey, Bridget. Look at, I feel like my makeup's smearing. Do I look like bright? Oh my gosh, this is when I do kind of believe in astrology because I can be like a little Leo veiny. Um, okay, so who do you want to talk to, TB? I've been reading for her, Tanaya, for a long time. And I beat the system by going, oh, well, Adela saw this, but I'm going to go and ask, the spirit world the same. We're not doing that. So this better be pronoun 70s queen, she, her. Okay, queen. Okay, queen. All right, queen. We are calling her queen. That's what she would like to hear, queen. Lolita Bruce, is it still open? Yes, it is open, Lolita. You can I put in the description different ways you can pay, super chat, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Okay, so TB, great paternal grandmother. Okay. Now, when you listen to your paternal grandmother, you just listen to what she has to say. I've talked to her before, right? So just so everybody knows that when people pass, they do have an understanding. There's no limit to time and space. So time and space is open, meaning like time isn't a thing, and there isn't a limitation of space, like walls, that kind of thing. So there is no limit to time and space. However, that doesn't mean that they have a full understanding of all of the things that are going to happen to you or the bigger picture of your life. When people die, they can see certain parts and kind of give you warnings, but kind of there's they don't get the full like picture. And so when I look at things in intuitive sense, I'm kind of looking at the all of Google versus to like when I do a medium reading, this is like a visitation. Okay, Lolita, I have you on the list. All right, let's see. Thank you. Let's see what your great grandmother has to say. Oh, I wanted to tell people are on my Patreon. This is a new thing I'm going to do on my Patreon. On my Patreon, I'm going to start every month to do like a mini quick like 2 3 like sentence reading, like a quick reading of like what I see that you need to kind of start working on for the next, few weeks. I'm going to start doing that every month on my Patreon. So those of you who are on my Patreon, if you're not, you can join. It's like $5 to join, but I post videos and I try to make like a little more personal teachings and stuff than my YouTube. So I'm adding that and I'm excited about that because it was fun. I did it for New Year's and I was like, you know what? This was fun. I want to do this every month for you guys. So that that's going to be coming up. Okay, here we go. Not medium readings are just going to be readings for you guys on my Patreons. And there was 63 last time people and I like ran through it. Okay, let's see what she has to say. Great grandmother, your grandmother and your mother on your paternal side, your father's side. I know what paternal means. Okay, the first thing I hear, have we talked to her before, Tanaya? The first thing I hear is that she keeps saying, like, you have to get ready and settle down. You have to get ready to settle yourself down. She's saying that you have just been running around caring about everybody. She's talking about like you having to like slow down and settle yourself down like for yourself. um did sh- did we talk to her before? She's saying that when she passed she felt very prepared for it. She kind of felt like everyone else around her wasn't prepared for it, but she did. She also says that you also have to understand that you're trying to live up to something that didn't exist in your family. You're being something that you are being different than what had existed in your family. Like the people in your family never did things to care about themselves. They never took care of themselves. So it's like she's coming off strong saying this is something she wishes that she had known. Ha ha ha. Okay, I got you on the list. Um, so I don't know if you know what she's talking about. Do you know what I mean? She's saying like, yes, a few years ago. What do you mean? What's a few years ago? Oh, what's a few years ago? So, yeah, so she's talking about like, she's saying that when she passed, she felt like everybody wasn't prepared for it. Hers came kind of quickly, even though she knew it was happening at the time. It did kind of, take her by like it did happen very fast. Um, OTB, we talked to her a few years ago. Okay. So she's saying that you're trying to do something in your life that nobody in your family has done before. Nobody has kind of created their own path. Everybody in your family tends to yes, Terry. Um, Everyone tends to kind of follow the same way of doing ththings. She's saying that you're trying to do something very very different. You're trying to be your own person. The last thing the thing I want to really stress to you is that she feels that you should break away a lot from your family, meaning like spend less time, less time, less time. She says they tend to kind of take her back. poverty and lots of trauma. Yeah, and she's saying that, there just wasn't like self-identity. This is something she's learned since she's passed. She also feels like she's been traumatized by her father and also by religion. We talked to her during my first reading with you. Okay. So I feel like she's trying to help you break free from the binds, that hold you with your family. Do you know what I mean? So her that's what she's trying to say. And lastly, she wants to say something about February, March. I don't know if there's something coming up, but she's saying February, March. This time is important. February, March. My cat's just sitting there staring at the door, just staring at the door. So, yeah, so I hope that helps. I'm creating my life. I know you're creating life, but I feel like it's good for you to hear this from someone in your family who didn't get a chance to do something different. I mean, I can't express to you how she felt oppressed. She felt so oppressed that she didn't feel like she could do anything of her own or have anything of her own. I hope that helps you because I know you a bit and I hope that helps you. Okay. Okay. So I know Lolita is getting a medium reading. And is this someone new that we are talking to that we haven't talked to before? So remember, when you are trying to connect with people who have died, her medium reading paternal grandmother and spoke to her once before. Are you the same people, Lolita and TV? This is the exact same request. I know who she's referring to. Okay, T, good. Tanaya, good. Don't mess around. All right. This, I mean, Lolita and Tanaya had the same exact reading. Okay, I'm gonna donate to Wait for Me. Sorry, I had a rough day at work. Eyes rolling to the back of my head. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, we switched cats, by the way. One cat left. We switched. This is Gem. Say hi. Oh. Yes, she was born in 1925. Okay, very oppressive, very oppressive. Absolutely. Haven't seen you do live readings for a long time. Yes, I'm not doing them as often because what happens is people kind of start taking them a little for granted. So I have all these other things I'm doing. So it's hard, but I'm going to try and get back to at least once a month or, at least I can't make any promises, but I'm trying to do more lives. Okay, so let's go with Lolita and her paternal grandmother. Okay, so just so you know, obviously I do longer readings on my website, AdelaLavine.com. I have two cats, mother, daughter, and fight all the time. I have three. This is cat number two. Um, and also I'm doing my class tomorrow. For those of you who are taking the Psychic Development Practice Class 102, I'm excited to see you guys have been doing awesome on these classes, the online class. Okay. All right, here we go. Lolita. So the first thing I hear, thank you so much for everything you do, Adela. May blessings coming your way. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Hi, Adela, Arizona. Hi, Rain. Hello. So the first thing that I hear from her, Lolita, she's very calm. She's very at peace. She's talking about that when she died, that she felt very at peace and she felt very calm. She's saying that what she wants to remind you is to kind of not let the everyday stresses because she's seeing that you're striving for perfection. I don't know what this means. L, hello, I sent through Cash App. Oh, okay. Um, I'd love to take that class, but I can't right now. That's okay. I understand. I totally get that. I totally get that. No worries. I'll be doing more of them. I got you, Alexa. Um, so she's kind of trying to remind you to kind of pull back. She's saying something about the fact that you have taken some more on than you should, and that you should pull back at this time. I don't know what that means, but she's also talking about a little boy. I don't know who the little boy is. Son. Is it her son? She's talking about, oh, there's like a lot of pain. There's like definitely a lot of pain, a lot of pain about this son. Does this make any sense to you? Is this her son or someone else's? Anyway, I just got like a whiff of a lot of pain having to do around that. So yeah, she's saying something. Yes, her son died before her. Oh man, sorry. I just felt that one. Sorry. So I just felt it. Okay. Here's the thing. Her her death to her was a relief. He was my uncle, youngest of three boys. Because that loss that she had, I just feel it. This is her main thing. She wants you to know, and she wants anybody who's willing to listen to know. She says, if you are enjoying even the smallest things in life, as hard as life can be, and she's not here to spread like, oh, just smile and be happy. She's not saying that. She's saying as hard as life can be and as challenging as it can bring to us, that if you can enjoy the small things. For her, after he died, she couldn't, and now she can. It's funny, like, she's showing me food. You know how you get pretzels in New York on the street? I know you can get them everywhere, but, like, salted pretzels with mustard. She's saying, like, even food, little things, those little moments, and I hear this from the other side all the time, guys, all the time, over and over and over and over and over and over again, is that it's the small moments that you remember when you die. They tell me it's not the big moments you think. It's not like when you won the big award. It's not when everyone clapped for you. They always tell me it's that little smile, it's the hug, it's the cry that you had with someone. It's like having a great lunch with your favorite person. They said these are the things that you actually go over. You're proud of the things that you've accomplished. Yes, difficult passing. He had cancer, and she and his brother's never the same. Oh my gosh. Feel that, Lolita. That they will she is saying, the things that you accomplish big in your life, it's not that you aren't proud that you did those things, but what makes people miserable is that when they are not having those moments anymore, and that she says that's why when people strive for fame and fortune and the things that they think are going to finally make them feel like a better person, it's not that you can't have both, but a lot of people forget. So she wants to tell you, Lolita, to be kinder to yourself, to remember that, and to go for those small things in life. Hold on. And something about August, something about the month of August. And I don't know. I feel like that was a pretty intense, beautiful message from her. But it's like she's trying to set you on a different path. You know what I mean? Like she's trying to kind of help you shift your path. All right. Like on perspective. And honestly, I feel like she did this for all of us. For all of us. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to go to ha ha ha. and do an intuitive reading. If you guys can subscribe to my channel, if you can share this with people, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I post on those things daily. I know I don't post as much on YouTube. It's because it got a little overwhelming for a bit. I think I might be going back to posting more often, once a week. I'm going to try. Um, and but I do post. It's just that I was posting a lot before. Will my request for an increase on percent on my VA disability payment benefits increase, or should I hire a VA benefits attorney for the best results? Thank you in advance. Okay, very specific question. Very good. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. Um, very, very specific question. I like it. Okay, hold on. Increase or should I hire VA benefits attorney for the best results? Let me look and see what they're doing. So this is when I'm going to remote view. And when I remote view, I'm looking at the people who have this information on you in real time and how they're going to handle it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So this is what I see. Um, Is it ha ha? Yeah. I'm just gonna call you H. This is what I see H. I feel like when I see them, they're looking at the thing at all of the information, and it almost looks like it's been such a long time that you're overdue. This isn't just you asking for an increase. This is an overdue. So I don't see that you are going to have to go to an attorney, although they are dragging their feet and it may drag. What I mean by that is that I see this kind of coming to you probably in another month and a half, because it's almost like they're checking all of the dots and crossing all the T's. It's kind of annoying, but it's very, very sporadic. What is that called? Not sporadic. You know what I mean? Like it's all caught up in, it's all paperwork, red tape. So it's almost like they're checking everything like overly much, probably not necessarily needing to do this, but I feel like they want to kind of go over all of it before they do this. It doesn't look like you're going to need an attorney, because what's saving you is the time. That's what I keep hearing them talk about, that it's been going on for too long, that you're overdue for this increase. I just feel like what happens is that when you kind of look into it and you ask about it, bureaucratic, I'm just kidding. I know how to bureaucratic. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of what that's the main thing. They're concerned that it, it's more to do with like making sure that they're following, protocol, so to speak. So I would say a month and a half. And I feel like when they talk to you, they're kind of probably asking for a bunch of information you've already given them, going over the same things. You've been on this for quite some time. This has been a long time, and you're not on there. I know this sounds like probably surprising that this would be the case. People who are difficult or they think are fooling them or whatever, and you're not on that list. Does that make any sense? Okay, so I'm going to do another reading. We're going to go with, while we're waiting for H to answer me, we're going to go to Alexa for her question, intuitive question. Thank you for all us veterans feel like they drag their heels. I'm sure you do. And thank you for your service. But I feel like what's happening is that they tend to they're definitely like you know they're definitely like looking at it like, you know oh, we just have to make sure everything's done right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please share and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post things daily. um You can always get a full reading from me at AdelaLavine.com. My books are open. So you're seeing what I do here. I just do the same thing, but much longer, obviously, and more detailed. And you can ask, obviously, more than one question in those readings. Okay. Um, let's go with Alexa, intuitive. I hope I didn't. Did I turn someone's Alexa on by saying that? Did I? This did, did, did it go off? Yeah, I see a month and a half. Hi, Al. And I don't have one of those. They kind of, I'm just not ready for that. I'd rather get a robot roaming around my house than some little speaker sitting there. Can I know who's in my spirit team and I'm not seeing something? I don't really know what that means. I don't think this is something I do. Spirit team. There isn't really spirit teams. There's the collective whole, meaning there's a collective consciousness, meaning there's a collective consciousness is all of the different energies work together. There really isn't a team. I know people feel like we have a little team that's just following us around and people are told that and doing stuff. It doesn't really work that way. It's kind of like believing that Google's following you around, but really that's just that information you can click in. So if you're missing something, it's probably because you're not clicking in to that vibe, into that flow, clicking into that realm. It's not literally like a team that's just like working in your behalf. It's more that you have to click in, you got to log on to Google and get information. So it would be like assuming that so I think I need a more specific question. Intuitive readings are kind of more about what's going on in your life. If you have a question about your spirituality and what you think you're having a hard time with about that, I understand you, but it needs to be a little more specific. Um, I'm definitely not a believer in this idea that we have like a spiritual team around us. How about my career? Specific. What about your career? What is it that you do? The reason why I ask for specific is because I can see like what the climate of the world is in the sense of how what certain fields of work and the direction they're going, like what's going to be happening. So the future doesn't just happen to us. It doesn't just like go, okay, I'm just sitting here and then this is what's going to happen in my career. So what do you want to know about your career? What do you do? What do you want to know specifically? That would be great. Um, I'm in university, I'm in psychology, but I'm thinking about art. Oh, well, that was my first hit on you, Al. I feel art feels, I got you, Terry T. Thank you. Intuitive for work. It's going to be very specific. Going to type in the chat. Thank you, Um, honestly, when you said psychology, I was like, interesting. But when you say art, that's more what I see. I feel like what happens is that you get into this like specific, like analytical, like you want things to be like very tangible, which I understand that's your logical side. So my feeling is really what your passion and who you are inside is more your artistic. Immediately, already felt like you were an artist. What's gosh? What does gosh mean? What does gosh mean? I felt like you were already an artist. So when you told me like you're in psychology, I was like, interesting. I could see that because you're analytical and that's the way you work, but you're much more of a true artist. This is really your passion. This should really be what you should be doing because that's how you tick. That's who you are inside. That's your true self, being an artist. So yeah, art feels like perfectly in line. My vision for you is that you're kind of more of an artist that kind of okay, Terry. I kind of feel that you're kind of like when the kind of art that I see you doing is more kind of like, how do I say, like commentary of the world, almost like, what is that called? Like Yeah, I just feel like the kind of art you do will just have something to say, whether it's like a visual, like interactive. Like I feel like you're going to be kind of more in the commentary of the world kind of artist, not just not not what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Abstract. I feel like there's things you wanna say, there's things you wanna put out say about the world politically, socially, whatever, and that's who I see. So I think if you come what I see is if you combine these 2 sides of you, your artistic side, your psychological side, you got a all right, so I'm going to go over to Terry. This is my last reading. I do have to close the readings because I have to do something after this that I have to get ready for. So I hope that helps, Alexa. Trust your intuition yourself. Don't worry about who's around you. The only thing you're missing is trusting your own intuition. All right, Terry, let's do it intuitive for work. It's going to be specific, going to type in the chat. Before I close with Terry, just remember you can always book a reading with me on AdelaLavine.com. I'll put it here in the chat. And if you want to join with my class, you can. Still, tomorrow I'm doing a 4-week course on how to hone your psychic abilities. You practice with each other in the Zoom. We partner up. If you can't make it in person, I send everyone a video and you can watch it, and I show you how you can practice with somebody at home in your own time. And my mediumship class course is ending on Sundays, so I'm excited about that. Okay. All right, Terry, what's the specific question? So I think my superiors want me to specialize in thrombectomy, removal of blood clots from the brain. What? Oh, I remember Terry, but I don't know if I can actually compete for that. It's not easy and learning curve is steep. Uh, I bet it is. Just how you feel, I guess. Well, Terry, I do read people. Okay, I remember Terry. Terry's in medical school, right? And he's a doctor. Okay. All right. Terry, like they spent an half hour talking to me about it, and I was like, ugh, yeah, it must suck to be so brilliant. My goodness. Okay, Terry, this is the thing. My first feeling I got right off the bat was that, this is definitely for you. Um, um, and I can't see you not doing this. And hold on a second. Sorry, something got distracted for a quick second. Okay. I can't see you not doing this. Meaning I can't see this being a problem for you. This definitely feels right for you. I don't feel this is an issue. So you should definitely open yourself up to doing this. Why are you hesitating? Remove blood clot. I know it's a big deal. Um, you don't you feel like you can be competent? You're more than competent. I have read for you before. I know what you're capable of. I know you can do this. This is what you do. You're a perfectionist, so you tend to doubt a lot about who you are. I don't see this going wrong. I don't see this going bad. I understand it's a lot of pressure. You will do quite well. Do it. Will be tough, but once you learn, it'll be okay. Yes, and that's coming from a NICU nurse, Chris. Chris is telling you, Terry. Whelp. Whelp what? There's no whelp going on here. There's no whelp. There's no whelp in brain surgery. You you got to do it. Do it. Let's everybody encourage Terry. This will be awesome. I mean, it's a very highly demanded expertise, so I know the money's going to be good. The money's going to be good, and you're going to be good at it. Don't worry. This is good. I feel good about it. This is what I see. You had the same stress when you were taking your medical exams. Do it, right? Everyone tell Terry, do it. Everyone, let's go. Come on, let's be a community of supportiveness. Do it, Terry, do it. Take those black clots out of the brain. I don't see anything. I just don't. As soon as I read it, it's just like green light all the way. Green light, green light, green light, green light, green light. Do it, Terry, coming from another medical person. You can do it, Terry. Don't worry. Do it, please. Yes. I've read for Terry, and this is your MO. Do it, Terry. High five, high five, high five, high five, high five. This is Terry's MO. He doubts it and then he kills it. I mean, this is what brilliant people tend to do. Okay, enough about work. I got a love question. Or maybe not a love question. Okay, what's your love question? And don't look back, Andrea says. What's your love question? Go for it. What is it? It will be hard, but you got this far, right? And Chris, he worried about his medical exams and he killed it. Like he had to re-up on something and he did very well. And that's why they love him. They keep loving him and he keeps doubting it. All right, what's your love question? Or maybe not. Oh, you want to just know about love? Okay. I know this about you. You tend to hide, and this is the problem. The fact that you don't really put yourself, everybody in the field thinks they can't do it. Right? I bet. I bet, Chris. But this is what I see. I feel like when it comes to love, so like the other day I was sleeping and suddenly I was sweating like crazy and a voice said, this is meant to happen and you will meet your man. Does this mean I'm going to meet a cute guy? Oh, this is what I feel. I feel like the more you're getting more comfortable in your own skin, this is going to lead to that. But the problem, the only block that comes with you is that you tend to hide yourself. You don't let people see who you are. You don't let, here, oops, that light turned off. You don't let people see who you are. And that's the problem. So I feel like all of this is lining up. Your true like self and your true calling, doing the work you're doing is leading you into the direction of being more comfortable with yourself, which is leading you in the direction of meeting the person you want to be with. Absolutely. I feel, but I will give you a timeline. I kind of see the meeting of the person is a little far out. It kind of looks like 6 months because I feel like that's the time you're going to fully be truly in your own skin. This is a good time, Terry. Everything is clicking. Trust it. Okay. Thank you, everyone, so much. Chris, it was so cool to see you here. I know, Chris, I see her in person, but like, is there anything peeping at me that oop, oh, Siri thinks I'm asking from. I don't need you, Siri. Um, But is there like anyone peeping at me that I don't know? Not yet. I don't feel like I don't see that you've met the person. The person I see is going to be very sure in who they are, doing what they've been doing professionally. I see you meeting them kind of out in your field, but not at work, meaning at a gathering that has to do with work, but not at work. And I feel like the person I see has already established themselves very, very much comfortable in their own. Let's be real though. Is he cute? Listen, what people got to know when the universe is trying to connect you to someone, there's no like, oh, you're going to like this person and feel good about this person, but you're not going to be attracted. That's like something the world sells you. That is not the universe. So, of course, if you have a connection to someone, it's going to be physical. Calm down, Terry. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I have to jump off now. I have to go. Don't forget to like this and subscribe and follow me on all the other socials and come to my classes and book some readings and show a girl some support. Thank you guys so much for everything. And remember also everyone who encouraged me. You welcome, Terry. You welcome. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your inner voice. And I'll see you soon. I wish I could play music, but I can't. Bye. Thank you. Have a good evening, you too. Thank you, everyone. Mwah. Mwah.